us over with a heavy serving of goofy joy that seems to be missing from the genre these days. And that bonkers approach extends to the movie's ending and post-credit scenes. Now, spoiler warning in case you haven't seen Shazam yet. Come on, what are you doing clicking on this video? Scram! Okay, Shazam features two post-credit moments. Well, two scenes after a teasery final image. And in case you had any questions about any of this stuff, I'm gonna break it all down for you. First, let's talk about the final shot of the movie. So, after the villain, Dr. Sivana, is defeated, the final scene takes place back at Billy and Freddy's school cafeteria. Shazam walks in and talks up Freddy, making him look like the coolest kid in school for being friends with him. He announces to the students, "This guy taught me everything I know about being a dope superhero. True story." He says, "What's going on, my best bud in the whole world? And also new kid that I'm meeting for the first time, but seems very cool." And then he says, "I brought my other friend. I hope that's okay." Then we hear John Williams' iconic Superman theme as the Man of Steel himself strolls in with a lunch tray. Now we only see him from the neck down, no face. And Freddy screams in shock before we cut to the credits. Now the reason we don't see Superman's face is contract disputes between the studio, Warner Brothers, and Henry Cavill. They wanted to feature a full Henry Cavill Superman cameo in Shazam, but reportedly the studio wouldn't agree to sign on Henry Cavill to more future Superman films. And Cavill's team was justifiably annoyed that Warner kept forcing him to play the character in all these complicated team-up movies rather than a successful solo film like Man of Steel was. Meanwhile, the most recent of these team-up movies wasn't really received all that well and used this weird-looking CGI to cover his mustache. So in order to keep this walk-on surprise in the movie of Shazam, they had to use a stand-in and keep his face covered. But ignoring all this stupid behind-the-scenes drama, this Man of Steel cameo is still super fun. Exactly the joyous fan service that makes Shazam so great. But let's now move on to the first of the two post-credit scenes. We see Dr. Thaddeus Sivana, Mark Strong, in his cramped prison cell, mumbling and madly scribbling the ancient seven symbols as a way to try to regain his magic. But of course it doesn't work, perhaps because Shazam broke the wizard's staff after sharing powers with the other kids in his family. Sivana's pencil or whatever he's using snaps, and he screams and he pounds on the wall, but then a voice calls out to him. "Ha ha ha ha, primitive simples. You walking, talking monkeys with your cave drawings. You assume there's only one way to gain magic. No, 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 there are more ways than the mind can imagine." And after looking around confused, Sivana finally sees that the voice is coming from a little worm on the windowsill. It's got a voice translator around its neck. Though I guess worms are kind of all neck. Sivana asks, "What in God's name?" The worm cuts him off saying, "I am the gods, doctor, not the other way around. Oh, what fun we're about to have together. The seven realms are about to be ours. Ha 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 ha." So I know some of you were like, "What?